When aspiring to play 99 red balloons on the guitar, there are quite a few options, and I'm going to show you all of them that I could come up with anyways, so you can play it how you want to play it. But first, I would like to take just a moment to thank the following people for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club: Joseph Rail, Matt Sherbert, D, Matt Coombs, and Christopher B. Wren, no relation to Sophie B. Hawkins. Thank you very much for your support. And if you would like to find out what that's all about, you will find the link in the description. You'd think for all the times I mentioned Sophie B. Hawkins on this channel, we'd have done a video for As I Lay Me Down to Sleep. Don't threaten me with a good time. The chords are E, F sharp minor, 2, 4, 4, A, and B. B, starting on the A string, is 2, and the is 4, 4, 4 with your ring finger on D, G, B. So, E, F sharp minor, A, and B. This B may give you fits, and B, being the fifth chord of our key of E that we are in, you're allowed to change it out for B7, which is my favorite open chord. A2, D1, G2, B open, E2. And now we have... that is no capo, method 1 and 1B. Especially when the song speeds up, you may just want to play the power chords. We can do them all on the E string. E as a power chord doesn't have the G string, or the B string, or the baby E string. So it's just 0, 2, 2. You can do it with one finger, or two fingers if you promise not to strum the G string, but F sharp is the 2nd fret, A is the 5th fret, and B is the 7th fret. And of course, no discussion about a key of E song is complete without the Ringy version, which goes on the premise that the B string and the E string are going to ring out the whole time in all of these chords, and those notes in this key are always cool to hear. So E's not going to change, but our F sharp minor is going to be G2, D4, A4. Notice it's like the whole thing, but we're not going to bar it. So no E string, yes B and E strings. A is going to be your E shape, but on frets 6 and 7. Or you could do the bar chord without the bar, then you get the E string as well. And B is 2 frets higher than that. Here we go. Ringy version. If you put a capo on the 2nd fret, life becomes really easy. Now, we're going to play a D chord. It's a D shape. It's actually an E chord because we've taken our D and moved it up past D sharp and into E. It's E, but we're going to call it D because we're guitar players, not real musicians. D, E minor, G, A is the same exact chord progression with capo 2. But if you're the type of choosy chap who likes C shapes, perhaps capo 4 is the answer for you. Same chords again, but now we're playing the C family of chords. C, D minor, the chord everyone always forgets, E1, G2, B3, F, big F, baby F, whatever F you want to play, G, C, D minor, F, G. Capo 4 version. It may be a sawtoothy bass, but unless you have a sawtooth bassist on retainer, you may want to play the bass riffs. Grab the A string 7th fret, and we're going to use the E string 9th fret as well, like this. And that's the fun open E string. As that develops more, we do the first part again, but then we're going to grab A9, use your ring finger, we're going to slide up to 11 and back down, and then all the way back down to 7. And then one more set of so. And the second half starts with the thing we start with, but then we're going to E7, and up to 9. Is that. But if you have two guitarists in your 99 Luftballons cover band, one of you might want to play an E octave chord. It's A7 and G9 at the same time. Now here's the thing. You gotta mute everything else other than the A and the G strings. I'm using my pointer finger. I'm nudging up on that low E string. I don't want to hear it. And I'm just laying it softly down to sleep with the rest of my pointer finger on the other strings you don't want to hear, the D, B, and E strings, and you can give it a... And here's a little exercise for you. I'm only going to squeeze on the notes I want to hear. Otherwise, I'm going to be strumming down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So you can get some percussion in there. That's fun. The organ solo happens to be the vocal melody, and we're going to do it up here in this register where the organ is, and we're going to do it down here for fun too, in case that's your thing. E string, 14, 16, 12, 16, 14, 12, B 14. We're going to call that Borteen. Followed by 16, 14, 12, 12, Borteen, 12, Borteen, 12, 14. 14 versus 14. That's the first half. The second half is 3/4 the same. By the way, I just realized that's I'm loving it. We're going to play our Borteen that kicks off the very end of the first half, but then we're going to migrate all the way up to 19 on the E string, 16, 19, 17. And for down heresville, you just subtract 12 from all of those numbers, and you get 2. Yes, I have the organ sounding pedal. 2, 4, open, 4, 2, open, boo. And of course it ends with... Just take all those numbers I gave you and subtract 12. Well, that's all the fun I can think of to have with 99 red balloons. Thank you so much for joining me for yet another video not about Sophie B. Hawkins as I lay me down to sleep. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye. Listen, as guitar players, we are always searching for that special tone that we hold in our mind's earballs. And I'm very excited to share with you the Guitar Pedals 101 course from Wampler Pedals. And it's probably not what you think. Rather than being about multitudinous arrays of pedals, it walks you through the various points in the signal chain from guitar to pickups to amp to cabinets that influence how pedals respond. And Brian Wampler illustrates his points and makes lots and lots of different tones with only 2 pedals. I took this course, I found it highly informative, so if you are on a lifelong mission for your tone, I encourage you to do the same, and it's only 20 bucks, so the first time you don't spend $200 on a pedal you don't even need and find the answer in some stuff you already have, or maybe get, sent off in a different, more helpful direction, you'll be totally glad you did. And the best part is you do not have to be an expert in these matters to gain from this Guitar Pedal 101 course from Wampler. It's for noobs, but there's also stuff for more experienced folks in there too. I owned 0 pedals 5 years ago, true story, and now Miss Poopadoop and I are obsessed. I wish I'd have found this course 4 3/4 years ago. It would have saved me a lot of brain power and energy. So check out the link in the description.